Good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Tumi Tladi. Yes. If this video that you're currently watching is the first video of mine, please let's go back to the very first video, the overview of identical docs. There you will get to understand why I decided to have a YouTube channel. Why I decided to spend time right now, talking about the version control. Why are we in the midst of this series of version control? Please watch the previous video to understand the roadmap. After this series, because I'm almost done, after this series, we're gonna be doing a mini series on web API, and then lastly we're gonna do a major series on Xamarin. So please, if that is something that interests you, make sure that you subscribe, ring that notification bell for daily videos. Good, because I promise you at the end of this video you're gonna like this content. All right, so this document, previously we did a pull request in our previous video, so we should mark this done. Okay, and then I need to remove this. We are done with this so that I can see. Okay, so I wanted to do this video of undo changes, and then I looked at the list. I was like, no, I want to do Git History, but instead I'm gonna do version updates folder. Now this is not part of version control, but this is part of version control in my world. Remember, I'm not hired by GitHub or Microsoft to talk about this product of theirs or whoever owns Git, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to talk about and say, you should do this. I'm going to talk about my journey, my experience, particularly in identical docs system. So with that being said, we're going to be doing this version updates, and I will show you what this folder is all about and why it helped me and why it continues to help me. We'll talk about that. Now, let me go to Visual Studio. Currently it's running, and currently I'm on this branch core_MVC. Please go and watch my previous videos where we talk about branches and then project to branch, meaning that I was busy on the project MVC for .NET Core. As you can see, I was busy with this project, so I did some work. So I have 19 outgoing commits, 19 of them, and we'll take a look at them. So, but what we're going to be doing today, we're going to look at this folder called version updates. But before we do that, let me show you the changes, what needs to go up. Let's give this guy a second. Internet has a great content about what version control or source control is. I like to call them AKA Git. And then YouTube has a plenty of videos on the topic of Git, version control, or source control. But there's no content like my content, where I get to show you stuff, where I get to go nuts. Like I promise you, by the end of this video, you're gonna want to subscribe. Okay, while this thing it's loading, there we go. So these are the 19 outgoing commits. As you can see that the focus was on one branch. Like I said, we did cover branches in our previous video. Please take a look at that. And then the commit messages, as you can see, today being the 10th, Tuesday, and there's the version number, as you can see, continues to increment, or starts from here going up. And then the operation was add, sometimes I modified, and then this is the actual message and where the focus was. So yeah, everything right now is on core_MVC. And with that being said, now the focus for today, it's on this folder called version updates. So I just want to get ahead of myself to show what I did in those 19 commits by looking at this file. We'll talk about this. Okay, but I'm just giving you a sneak peek. So basically, obviously, I created this folder today. The next video I'm gonna do is gonna be a video of Git history, because there's no way it shows that when this file was added, but in fact, we can see that. Let me just give you a sneak peek of what we're gonna be doing next, definitely tomorrow. So if I do right click, you can see, particularly on this document, on this file, if I do right click, you see Git, and I can see view history. So what it's going to do is going to show me when did I add this specific document. There we go. This is when I edit, and then if I do right click and say read commit details, we'll talk about this later on. It's very important. This topic of Git history, it also work with Git diff, because what I'm doing, I'm showing you the difference. This is the difference, where as you can see with the icon, I know it's a symbol, but for me it's like icon. That is a video for Git tiny icons. Maybe I should do /symbols. I said symbols, not that day. There we go. Okay, so this then shows you when did I add this document, this one. Okay, so I just want to show this. But when it comes to the history, we'll also do that at the latest date. It's very important. Please stay tuned for that. Okay, so what I did basically, I did the same thing on this project. This is 2-in-1. Please watch my previous videos where I explained this project, what it is. Though it's named web, it's basically MVC and Web API targeting.NET framework. It's 2-in-1. So because I start with it because it's a main primary project, and then this one's a secondary MVC project, and I also have a secondary Web API project. So this one is a primary 2-in-1 project, right? So I first start with making some changes. So the main change was utilizing this email API, the one that I previously talked about. Please watch my previous video to understand what this email API project is. It's already been hosted and deployed. It's running in production. It's good to go. So I utilized it, but I had to do some work before I could actually work on this guy. And also because ASP.NET Core is different, where the user manager, it takes in an object of application user in order for me to utilize find by ID async. You see how I write these messages. So basically, this folder, it helps me a lot to understand what I did. If I don't need to look at the commits in GitHub or Azure DevOps, I can just look at this. And then I will talk about the main benefit of this, and I'll show you how it's important. Okay, so but what I want to do before this is that what I want to do, I want to push this guy to a cloud. So I'm going to move from core MVC now to master, and I'm about to lose those 19 outgoing commits. Let's give this guy a second, and don't do anything when he does this, please. It's checking out. Don't do anything, wait for it. Okay, now I'm on master, and that document it has to disappear because it's not part of, master branch. But if I do this and then say right click, merge into my current branch. So this is a topic of merge. We already covered it. We did commit messages and merge changes. There's a video for that. Please watch it to understand what we did and what's the sole purpose of this. Okay, so let's give this guy a second before it causes Visual Studio to be unresponsive. But I'm hoping that it's not going to become there we go. So now we have, you see, it says the repository, which is master, is being updated to commit this, the most recent commit from that previous branch. So now we have these guys, and then as I push these guys, they are going now. They are going to GitHub. So in the meantime, let's fire GitHub. Come on, Firefox, wake up. And in a new branch, let's fire Azure DevOps, so we can talk about this folder, how it's helping me. Okay, cool. So let's see if also we covered the push. We did the video on git fetch, git pull, and git push. This one was a very interesting video, and after that we did conflicts. So it's something that's very interesting. So now we push to GitHub, which is quite interesting. Now let's push now to Azure DevOps. We also did a video on Git changes tab, when we looked at the Git in Visual Studio generally and Git changes tab, and then we looked at this whole tab, what's all about it, what's happening, every single option and operation, why you want to execute that operation, every single thing. Okay, so let's wait for this guy to go now to Azure DevOps. Let's wait for the confirmation, but we don't have to wait for confirmation. We can just go to I don't know why I'm signed out. But with that being said, if we look at identical docs, no. Which one is it? Yes, it's identical docs. You see, updated 1 minute ago. As we get inside, I don't know why I'm signed out, and then it's also loading weird. Oh, come on, Microsoft. So now the number of the comments are growing from one. Now it stands at 1,847. Like I said, the focus. Why did it say 4 days ago? Yes, on the 6th, and now the focus was on this project. And tomorrow, the focus is going to be on Web API, because I believe on Web API, I'm utilizing the email API. Sign in. Okay, so now, okay, let's wait for this guy. Let's just confirm that these guys are arriving here. Okay, now they're pushed to Azure DevOps. So, what is a version updates folder? The first thing that you need to understand, only this project doesn't have a version update, and we did a video extensively on MVC create, particularly focusing on this project, and all other projects in here we did cover them. The series is called the Solution Explorer, where I was exploring the solution like this project. So this is the only project that doesn't have the folder version updates. The rest they do have. I started with, no, also this one, iOS doesn't have, but we'll talk about that one. So when I started this project, I started with a DAL. It does have a version updates. There we go. And I started back in 2020, and then 2021 I did some work. And I went to web. It does have a version updates for web. This is the initial version update, and I kept it as it is. I can still rename it to be MVC, but there's no need for that. So this is MVC I started back in 2020, and then this is Web API. Also, I separate because it's 2-in-1, 2020 work and then 2021 work. And then I went to Xamarin. Xamarin, there is a version updates folder back in 2020 and 2021. And then we have a DAL for .NET Core. There's a version update only in 2021. MVC for .NET Core, there's a version update only in 2021. And then Web API, there is a folder called version updates both in 2020 and 2021. And then WPF, there's a folder called version updates in 2021. By the way, I'm not done with the WPF project. I'm still going to come back to it. And then the WPF for class library, there is a version updates folder only for 2021. Is there a project I'm skipping? Okay, we're still moving. And then like we did cover Xamarin. And then lastly, obviously it's platform specific for Android and platform specific for iOS. These ones, they do not have version updates because I really does the work in here. It's about literally 1% of the work. 99% of the work is on the shared project for Xamarin. Like I said, stay tuned. There's a video coming, a major series on what exactly I did, you know, until the app being pushed to Google Play Store, and what is the feature plan for iOS. Although I do have an iPhone and iPad, but what are the plans for this one? So okay, the ones that do not have a version updates, I'm gonna close them. Okay, so let me go back to Azure DevOps and confirm this one. So here's a problem. So do you see this is in GitHub, right? I want to do the same thing when it comes to Azure DevOps to show you that I can't just rely on the commits. So let me go to identical docs. Let's give this guy a couple of seconds to a minute or so, and I'm gonna go to identical docs repo, go straight to the files. Oh, this is the project I utilized. Oh, it disappeared. So this is the same thing that's on GitHub, like we did explain this, okay? But I just want to open the commits this site to say, let me go to commit. And I want to do the same thing when it comes to, but before I do that, this DAL for .NET Core, if I go inside, it does have the folder version update. So I rely on this for a file, but we'll come back to it. I just want to show that yes, what we have locally in Visual Studio is what we have in cloud platforms. So let me go to commit. Now here's the problem with the GitHub. If I need to look at a specific commit, it becomes a problem, because although this is something that's nice that you can go to older, but GitHub is flawed because it doesn't have a pagination system like page 2, page 5. So I can see how far back, I mean, how many commits do I have? 1,847, I believe so. Do you see that? Now, when it comes to Azure DevOps, I need to keep on scrolling and look at the scroll bar. I need to keep on scrolling. Now look at this. Look at this. See, this becomes a problem to look at the specific commit. But what I can do, if I need to know about Xamarin, as you can see, the focus was on web. Now I went to core MVC, I went back to web, and then I went to core WPF, and let's see, core WPF, and then core MVC. Do you see? I can't rely. Can I even search? I don't know. Maybe I can search, I'll come back to this. But what about GitHub? GitHub is so confused because there's no way to see. I can only see based on, they group them by the date, but I cannot see based on the project. That's why it's so problematic, because I only have one master, our branch, of which, well, I have two branches, but master is the main one. See, it's not flexible. That's the problem. Maybe I can search something internally in this repo. Yes, maybe it makes sense, but when it comes to, let me open this in a different tab. Let me do this to say, if I need to go to Xamarin, so I'm going to go to the project mobile, and I'm going to go to the shared project, and then I'm going to go to this folder version updates, and then because remember, then this will be a scenario when I'm not on my computer, either this physical computer or my laptop, because they are the ones that have my code, and then they're trusted devices. Other than that, no device has my code. Even CUT, I removed every single trace. Speaking of that, wait, I may be lying. Let me go to settings. I may be lying. I need to do something. I need to remove, we call the access token, I believe. Yes, let me go to my profile. And then developer settings now. Well, I believe security analysis. Let's look at account security. Well, I do have a two-factor. That's not what I want. What about security and analysis? That's not what I want. What about SSH and what is this thing? What are the, where are the access tokens? Account, because when I remember this, I should do this. Applications. Authorized GitHub apps. Let's see. Let's confirm this. I don't have any, but authorized OAuth apps. App Center. See, last use within last 2 months. VS for GitHub for VS Code. I think this is where I was at CUT, because I need to remove this. Okay, this one GitHub iOS. No. I need to remove some of the things. You see, you have granted 5 applications. Yo. Not this one, because it's not on my. It's not on my computer. Remove that one. Okay, this one I know it's on my phone. Unity student verification. Hell no. No. Remove. Well, I didn't plan to do this, but you should expect me doing this. Okay, Visual Studio. Yes, I'm not gonna remove this one. I'll revoke it. Yes. But this is not only what I'm looking for. There's where I know that you go and you check which. Oh, so this way I can update. Oh, really? Now let's leave it as master. Choose the default branch for your new personal repositories. You might want to change the default name due to different workflows or because your integration still requires master as a default branch name. You can always change the default branch name to on individual. Oh, that's why in the previous video when we did, I believe master branch, this one, if I'm not mistaken, that the default was main. Okay. Identical dogs, where on earth are you? Here it is. It's not about, okay. Now this is not giving me what I'm looking for. Notification. It's security logs. Okay, this is gonna be the last thing I do. Is there a way that I can search? Okay, either way, apologies about that. Okay, so then I go to say, okay, when did I explore the topic of, let's see, the topic of, let's see what I did in November. Let's see what exactly I did in November. Okay, I fixed a bug when one service is not supported. Okay. Okay. Okay, nothing, but you see, it's gonna be easy for me to go back instead of looking at, okay, October. You see, I was using CT computer. Okay. Something like this. Provided a temporary fix on the bug when uploading the file from the uploads page. So, okay, so this tells me that I provide. Is there a way I can search this specific commit? Let's see if GitHub is smart enough to do this. So what can I do? Okay, in this repository, right? Let's open this in a new tab and let's see the specific commit. Okay, it only shows me this guy. Commit, yes, I'm looking for the commit. Provide. You see, I feel like it's easy for me to help me because look at how easy it was for me to search because I looked at the entire description as opposed to do this. Like you see, even at GitHub, I cannot even scroll, like move this empty space. That's because I feel like with other DevOps it's better because I can read almost the whole thing. No. Go back. I clicked by mistake. Come back. Do you see, at least I can see in detail, you know, I did something, well, until here because of the space is meant for pull request and status. Maybe I should find a way to remove this. Can I? No, I cannot remove this, but I'll try to see the, you know, some changes, settings. But when you look at GitHub, maybe GitHub provides that thing that I need to remove this nonsense. Okay, but the point is this. We found the commit. So there's the commit on the 5th of October, right? If I click, then I get to see exactly what happened. What kind of okay, yeah, but you get the point. So I think it's easier that way. When I remove the navigation bar on the customer page coming from the main shell, okay, when I change a Facebook link text on the about page, see, I can go to a specific commit in here, but I just want to show how flexible this thing can be. And then we're looking at the commit. There's only one commit. I don't know why it says there's an issue, but we'll come back to it. And then let me get inside. So this is me writing that the description on the file. We'll come to the file, but this is what I did. I changed the link, because obviously you can see the difference that there's a dot and this one is underscore. See, I had to go and fix this because it could not be found when I attempted to do this. So I feel like it provides that kind of aid and assistance and help. I really feel like it does that. Okay, now what I want to do is this. As you can see how I structured, every project has this folder called version updates. If I go to .NET Core for dial for .NET Core in 2021, then I get to know when did I start to do the work here. Meaning that this was on the 3rd of January. It was on Sunday when I started with the version 1, when I added a new project. Okay, like I said, we can look at the specific history tomorrow. And then this is why I changed the target framework for this project from 3.1 to Net 5.0. Every single thing I did, this is able to help. Where I replicated the copying service entity data model, every single thing. So, and then look at the file name itself. It's written version update for .NET Core, data for .NET Core, and it was January. I'm very descriptive, and I feel like I'm very smart in this regard. And then this one, MVC in 2021, as you can see, I added this one to today for August. I did some work January, February, March, and then I came back in June, July, and only now in August. So it's able to help me exactly what I did at which, during which period of time. You see, my English now wants to run out of airtime. It's crazy. It's not going anywhere. But now you get the point. Even for Web API in December, I did some work. It will show every single thing I did. Every single thing. When I removed both on model creating helper method on application DB context and application user class, since they were blocking what? They were blocking the ability to test the get endpoint for version updates. I can even go nuts and write this, but let me explain something. I can only do this to be the official commit message, but this cannot be part of the official commit message. What I do is that if I do this, I'm providing more description. Like when I was replicating version updates system, I was adding version updates service to the DI container on the DB class. So this becomes the actual commit, but this becomes a more descriptive text on what I did on the specific commit. So this is another thing that why this document is able to help. Sometimes I provide the links. When I do a research, I provide the links on what I did. Sometimes it goes like this, where I fixed a bug on the business's system, right? I installed NuGet package, this specific guy, for resolving the application user model class. I also added the onModel creating method to resolve the main table for the users. And then I added all the relevant and related properties as table names connected to business's model class. So I'm able to provide a more descriptive thing or text to what I did on that specific commit. So I love, because then we'll probably look at this as we look at Git History tomorrow. Stay tuned for that one. It's gonna be interesting. Where exactly what did I do? Because I feel like I can properly collaborate with somebody who wants to collaborate with me, where I get to explain what I did. And I'm not a lazy developer, by the way. I am not a lazy developer. Listen, I can go on and on about version updates. On my new system, there is a version update. Like everywhere, there is a version update. So I'm quite happy with what I did, So right now we don't need this, because I'm going to show you in other systems there is a version update. So let's go back to this guy. quickly. We don't need the DevOps. And then let me open, I can't open this one, but I can show it one project, which is SPY 8, that there is a version update. And in fact, that's when I started inventing version updates. So SPY 8, I love this system. There we go. There's a lot of projects in there. So web API for .NET Core, if we do this, the library, if we do this, even the web form, the framework, and then lastly the WPF SPY 8 Enterprise has a version update. I'm just showing that it does have version updates folder inside. There we go, version updates. Where I started the work in 2019, 2020, 2021. And then this one has version updates. There we go, 2020, 2021. And this one doesn't have, the library doesn't have. That's a funny thing. Lastly, the web form actually does have 2019, 2020, 2021. As you can see, the work I did in 2020. But why does it not say 2021? 3 months ago. So maybe the commit message is wrong. But in a nutshell, I hope you found this video informative, because trust me, it's a juicy stuff. Please tell your friends about the goodness on this YouTube channel. I provide good quality content. With that being said, stay tuned for next video.